Hi, I'm Alex Kuipers. I'm 21 years old. I am currently studying an honours degree at Flinders University for Creative Arts.
My name is Beth Mooney and I'm 20 years old and I'm a dance student at the Adelaide College of Arts. I'm just really invested in looking and exploring movement.
My name is Ben Hur, 49 years old. I'm a freelance producer, creative and dance artist working on a multidisciplinary body of work.
I'm Tanya Vogus and I'm a dance artist based in the Adelaide Hills. I've lived and worked throughout Australia and internationally.
My name's Queenie Wu and I'm a full-time contemporary dance student at AC Arts, and I'm also a part-time ballet teacher.
My name's Amelia and I'm a dancer in Adelaide. I train predominantly in contemporary and ballet.
As a student still, I feel like I'm definitely one who's still learning how to pick up choreo. I'm watching videos and trying to mimic that. I feel like that's really helped.
I've had to learn fast pickup skills and trying to maintain the essence of what someone's doing. So I feel like I've done that to the best of my ability.
Some of my training, but mostly my teaching work, because I have to do a lot of learning from video, and that was the most important thing with this.
Well, everyone has very different experience, not just in dance training, but also in their life and how they like to naturally move, how they interpret things.
There's just so many things that influence how you move as a dancer. It could be your life, it could be who's inspired you, even the environment you're around.
Aside from talking with words, the body's really expressive and it can be used in different ways to express emotions, feelings, intent, as well as a theme or story as well. And it's amazing what we can do with our bodies.
Choreographers will call dance a movement language, and what you're performing is actually a sentence, and you need to be able to punctuate it and give it full stops. Everything you do, you're speaking to an audience.
I think that there's always that openness within contemporary dance, that we're not hard and fast just saying one thing, and that's where taking away the words and taking away the language side of it gives dance a lot more richness and room for interpretation.
I 100% think it's going to be entirely different. You know, everyone's going to have their own style, even if they're trying to do as accurate to the movement as possible, and everyone will interpret someone else's style differently.
I think the intention might stay, but movement definitely will change.
I guess because it's so intricate, I would say that it wouldn't change that much because you have those key moments in the phrase.
I think information passed on can be convoluted and change between person and person.
There's likely to be quite some differences between what the previous person did and me.
There's no way. I don't think they will be. I feel like it'll be very interesting to see the result.
I feel like I copied most of it well. I think for me it was roughly just trying to get the essence of that section, even if I wasn't getting the exact movements.
It was definitely really hard. Trying to pick it up in 1 minute definitely was a challenge, and not to get distracted as well was quite hard.
Trying to pick up the movement and then translating it onto the body, things like emotion and the aesthetic aspect of each part of the phrase. It was quite challenging.
It was really interesting to try and capture the detail that the previous performer had done. There's a lot of thought in the room, and I can feel the creative energy that's going into it from all the contributors.
Halfway through it, I realised I've left out a whole chunk, but I think the raw material was there.
There's definitely things I added or interpreted because I couldn't quite remember. So I know right off that it wasn't completely the same as the person before me.
To better remember the steps, I tried shaping my body and keep in mind the movements that were part of the phrase.
I tried to pinpoint the movements that I thought were monumental in the structure that I could latch onto and remember, and then try and fill in the gaps.
I often draw or write or sketch out small characters creating the shapes of key moments in choreography.
When I was watching it, I was tapping each finger when I knew she was moving an arm or a leg or something, so I could have it in my body as to what arm moved first or when.
I think overanalyzing it might have a very different impact onto this entire process and how I'm going to interpret my movement as well. It was challenging, but I enjoyed it just watching it once.
Last question. Did you learn anything about yourself from this experiment?
I really feel, and I hope, the experiment showcases kind of how every mind works differently with movement. I do feel like it was nice to be able to explore what the other dancer was doing.
I think that it became obvious to me that actually all of my past experiences influenced today's interpretation.
I feel like I have a really good sense of who I am, and that I can jump into things and know exactly who I am as an artist. And it's just great to have these experiences to reaffirm that for myself.
It's definitely hard just seeing it once and then having to replicate it. I learned I usually watch things twice, not once.
My passion for moving and dancing is still there, and being part of this project really helped ignite that again. Having the freedom to move in a way that is expressive, I thought that was great, and it was fun to be part of.
I think you communicate a lot through movement, and sometimes it's not the steps that you do, it's more what feeling you're expressing, and then what people receive from there, then they express us the same way. It's like I'm learning about myself as well.